Alright, now I think that we're pretty caught up with videos as far as clips from the last few weeks. Today is Sunday, June 12th, I believe. So we're kind of where we should be with videos now. Dad and I are over here cutting walnut here at Bernal, Missouri, on a job of walnut I've had bought for a month or better. I started cutting over here Friday night just to come in and get some laid down. We come over and cut yesterday, hauled the load in. And the Mac's sitting up here at kind of our log deck. You can kind of maybe see through there. Yeah, right in there. See it? It's there. So it's sitting there. There's some logs on the deck from yesterday that we couldn't get on the load. Big trees are averaging pretty good. Some of them are cutting a little ornery. Of course, anytime you get into these pasture trees like this, you never know what you're going to get. You get a lot of trees that have just been worked over by lightning, like this guy right here, not even worth cutting. So you kind of got to pick and choose. Even though they're still producing leaves and nuts, there's nothing there as far as lumber. It's just more or less a shell, wildlife habitat. It's still producing stuff for the squirrels, whatnot. So down here in the bottom, we got the 333 working. My buddy Norm, or real name's Brandon Haynes. My buddy Norm's down there running the skid steer piling tops because cleanup is essential on this job. Especially being a working cattle farm, so they want all the grass they can get. You can't really see him, it's so brushy, but he's down there piling tops, stuff we've already cut. So hopefully he can kind of keep going on that. It just kind of takes a little bit of load off my back instead of me having to come back and do that. Norm or somebody can do that while we're going along, which Norm worked with me a day last week. He was actually on the skid steer when I was doing some seeding down there at Willard. So we're going to start out. I'm going to get this guy right here cut, get the top worked up, and Dad's moving here on the side of this little ridge, and then we're going to go over the next pasture here. This is kind of set up for rotational graze, this little farm here. I say little, it's probably a 320 acre tract or better. So we'll get this parcel here cut, then we'll go through the gate and get the next one. There's some big trees on the next side. Whew. Hot, hot, hot. So you can see I'm literally cutting these things right on the ground. It's hard on chains. Now, as soon as I get the log cut off this, I'll come back and I'll cut these spurs off. That way the stump's totally flush. That was, I think I already mentioned that, but that was one of the big deals in this contract on this job, was to have everything cleaned up and looking good. Stump's low to the ground, and that's what we're trying to get done here. A little slower going, doing stuff like this, because it takes longer to work the tops up and get them ready for the skid steer than it does to cut the tree down. And this good old summertime heat sure doesn't make anything better. So we'll get this top worked up. We'll get these logs drug up here. I seen Dad was already up at the deck, so we'll go see what he's doing. We'll check on Norm. Norm should be about done if he isn't done down there in the bottom where he was, and we can put him up here, getting these tops piled up. Speaking of the devil, getting them tops cleaned up really good. I'm sitting here on this hill trying to get his attention. I kind of need him up here for a minute. Sure enough, as soon as I start to go down there, he'll see me. There was two big trees right there where he's making that pile. He's got just a little more top right there to get sweeped up. He's doing a fantastic job. Takes his time. He don't get the ramrodding around or anything. It's a guy you don't mind having on your equipment. A lot of times when people run your equipment, if it ain't theirs, they just kind of get on there and go 90 to nothing and tear things up. Most of my friends I don't have to worry about that with. Norm's definitely no exception. He's just kind of easing along there. Now Norm actually has a firewood processor, and he sells a lot of wood. A lot of wood he cuts goes to Denver, Colorado, Omaha, Nebraska, Kansas City, Missouri, semi-truckloads at a time. Nice enough to come out here and help me and Dad out on a Sunday, which greatly appreciative of that. It saves me a lot of time and trouble having to go back and do that. I can be cutting and dragging while he's doing that. Just kind of makes things more productive for me. Here's the problem. When Dad cut that tree, it got into that hedge, and that hedge won't break, so it sprung that tree up in the air. I don't want to go pushing around the top, swinging around too much to try to drop it or break it off, because it'll land on that fence. So we'll see if we can get Norm just to pick up and grab that and pull back. I looked at that tree this morning, was going to cut it and figure I'd save it for a while. But I kind of figured I'd have to cut into that hedge. Man, like I said, those heads just don't break. Pretty resilient stuff. The 333 is having a hard time ripping it apart. Tear anything up. Seems to happen, he'd rather me be responsible, which I understand. I'll see what I can film here. I might not be able to film and do this at the same time, I don't know. Doesn't look like I will be. Well, that wasn't pretty. It'll come down. Owen's already working on getting the brush piled. I got off the machine, Norton told me, he said, I don't want to be as hard on your machine as you are. I don't like being that hard on my machine, but sometimes you got to. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.